On the show today, Liberty University Athletics tabs its new leader, and we give you a behind-the-scenes access for Flames basketball versus Indiana.
Plus, meet a firefighter whose unlikely story has him aiming for the 2018 Winter Olympics. That's all ahead. This is Game On.
What's up? Welcome to Game On. We're your home for stories of sports and faith and all things Liberty University Athletics. As always, alongside my man, Rhett McGibbon, I'm Matt Warner.
Yeah, a lot to get to today, but first, some big news in Liberty Athletics as the Flames have hired a new athletic director.
Yeah, you know, Liberty Athletics has accomplished much over the past decade. Conference titles, NCAA tournament berths, facilities that rival that of a Power 5 school. But LU President Jerry Falwell Jr. believes the program is ready to reach an even higher level. And with that in mind, he has hired Ian McCaw as Liberty's next athletic director. McCaw has an extensive resume. The past 13 years, he served as the AD at Baylor, where he led them to much on-field success. The Bears won 5 national team championships and 58 Big 12 titles during his tenure. He now wants to see that same level of success reached here at Liberty. But he knows to do that, it'll take everyone getting on board.
I've learned over the years that college athletics is very much a team sport. It takes everybody. It's not just the coaches and the athletic staff and the student athletes. We need the support of our faculty, our staff, our students, our alumni, our friends, the entire Lynchburg community. So we're going to be opening our arms to everyone and trying to get just tremendous support behind this athletic program in order to reach all the goals that we've set out.
Well, turning our attention to Liberty basketball, the men were looking to get back in the win column after a hard-fought loss to William & Mary. They'd be taking on the Central Penn Knights, who entered the game with a record of 7-2. This wouldn't be the cleanest game for the Flames, as they would shoot 5 for 26 from beyond the arc. However, they would still get some key contributions. Going into the second half, tied at 22, the Flames' defense would lead the way the rest of the game. The Flames would limit the Knights to a field goal percentage of just 25.5. Mayo Baxter-Bell, he would get the Flames offense going in the second half. He would score 6 of the Flames' first 8 points, giving LU a 29-23 lead. With 2:38 left in the game, true freshman Georgie Pacheco would drain a 3 from beyond the arc to extend the lead to 10. Liberty then would go on to score 9 of the game's last 14 points, highlighted by a John Dawson layup and another tray from Pacheco. This would propel the Flames to the victory, improving their record to 4-3, winning by a score of 62-48.
Well, in the state of Indiana, the game of basketball isn't just a sport, it's an obsession. And the Liberty Flames got to experience that firsthand just a couple of weeks ago as they traveled to Bloomington to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. We were fortunate enough to go along for the ride and bring you a behind-the-scenes look at the experience.
It's Hoosier hysteria. If you grew up in Indiana, you know about Assembly Hall. It's neat to come in here and look up in the sky and the rafters and see the championship banners and think of all the really, really good IU players over the years, and obviously Coach Knight. I think it's nostalgic.
You see things like this growing up, you know, just the Indiana Hoosiers, the candy stripe pants, and it's amazing that I actually get to play against them now.
Let's go, get it, get it, get it!
We want to play the big teams of the country, you know, coming into this game. Indiana is a big team right now, and you want to test yourself to see where you are against those types of teams because you hope to be in that spot one day.
I want us to be exposed to college basketball's best. Can't get much better competition than this. Let's see how we do. There have been very few teams that have come in here believing they're going to win. But man, I love when there's a look in your eye that you believe in one another, in yourself, in us, in Liberty. I would love to see that look tomorrow. Be fully invested, all right? Hey, family, 1, 2, 3.
Family. And another good evening tonight from Bloomington, Indiana. Liberty and number 5 Hoosiers getting ready to tip it off. Robert Johnson bounces on the baseline to Anunoby. He'll attack against HOMESLEY. Pass up top, Blackman for 3, and it's good. Chin will drive it foul circle. Right wing Reed's open for 3s. Up, good. AC Reed. And the Flames cut it to a 10-point deficit. We go to halftime. Indiana 45, Liberty 19. Bounce on the block to Baxter Bell. Around his defender Davis and up and in. Nice move by Baxter Bell. Barmore to let the three go. It's up and no good. Rebound taken by the Hoosiers with 5. And Indiana will win it 87-48.
It's a really good team that's going to have a chance to contend for it all. We're better than that, so I'm not discouraged. We're in year 2 of our rebuild, so I'm going to continue to speak life because I love our group. They have uncommon character, and we'll respond. It may not happen as soon as I want it to happen, but this is a great group of young men at a terrific school, and we'll respond accordingly. Family, 1, 2, 3. Family.
And Richard McKay knew what he was talking about. As since that defeat, the Flames have responded by winning 3 of 4 ball games. Not too shabby, right?
Yeah, not at all. Well, sticking with Liberty basketball, just before the Flames' 93-94 basketball season, a 6'9" center from Eastern Wyoming Community College joined the Flames squad. And after just 1 season on the court, Jason Dixon was voted captain and finished his career ranked 5th all-time for double-doubles after picking up 13 during his senior year. While he's a household name for Flames fan, he's even more than that in the country of China. Take a look.
Many basketball players dream of playing in the NBA. The reality is, even top-tier NCAA players have only about a 1% chance. But the opportunity of playing professional basketball increases slightly if players consider options other than the NBA. But adjusting to a new country, new lifestyle, and new culture can be difficult.
Started off in Turkey, went to Venezuela, Israel, France, from France back to Turkey, then to Argentina, and then China.
Jason Dixon played 16 seasons abroad in 6 different countries.
I learned wherever you go, learn the history of that place where you are.
This former Liberty player spent the majority of his career in China, 10 seasons in the Chinese Basketball Association for the Guangdong Southern Tigers. In China, fan support for basketball is high, and Jason adapted quickly. But adjusting to Chinese culture, that would take a little more patience.
China was tough. I kid you not, it was tough. Food was tough. Their lifestyle tough, culture tough, everything. They're very touchy-feely, very curious people. So they don't mind touching you. And if you're just different. It's not racism, it's just they don't see a black man with hair. And they're touching your skin, and you're like, dude, get off me.
Jason says the biggest eye-opener came at a Chinese national tournament while walking near a then 16-year-old 7'6" Yao Ming, the most well-known professional player in China.
I'm walking behind Yao Ming a couple feet. No one looks at him. They stop and look at me. And I was like, do these people not see this big 7'6" dude?
Ming would move to the U.S. and become an NBA All-Star. Jason would stay in China.
I didn't want to. I got comfortable. Then I fell in love with winning. The team we were on was a mediocre team. And I could see how the way I improved, the team would improve. And we were winning. And I just fell in love with winning, honestly.
All that winning made Jason a household name.
Over there, you're a victim of your own fame. Everything you do, people know who you are. They're in your face, especially with camera phones. And want autographs.
While in China, Jason won 5 CBA championships, averaged 18 points on 58% shooting, and pulled down 10 rebounds per game. In 2009, Jason retired from the CBA after playing in 369 games, the most ever by a foreign player. Then in December of that same year, Jason would have his number 15 jersey retired.
I was like, really? Why? But then once I saw all my stats, I was like, okay, top 3 in rebounding, top 10 in scoring, games won, all this stuff. I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, thank you, hey.
Jason was only the second CBA player to have his jersey retired. The first was Yao Ming.
Box first.
Jason is now back in the U.S. and back on the court.
Look ahead.
As a head coach at Gateway High School in Aurora, Colorado, near his hometown of Denver, having his patience tested once again.
Isaiah, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off.
My cousin is my assistant coach.
Isaiah, you got to sprint, Isaiah.
He's always pulling me back down
Jump up!
because he says, you're teaching like a pro. Like I'll say reverse pivot, and they'll say, what? I'll say reverse pivot, face up, jump shot. They're like, what is a reverse pivot? It's like, oh, okay. I have to get back to the very, very fundamentals, catching the ball and being strong with the ball.
Good, stress him, stress him, stress him.
As Coach Dixon shares his knowledge of basketball,
Keep him there, keep him there.
he's reminded of what he learned more than 20 years ago.
I didn't know what Liberty was teaching me until I left. And then I actually picked up the spirituality. It was sort of, in my opinion, I was being force-fed. Like, you have to do this, you have to, you have to. Then I got into the world and it was like, you don't have to do it. But then you're so used to it, you're like, well, that's what I want. Then you get around people who are not in that life, who are not saved, who are not in the Word. You're like, dude, that's how you talk? That's what you do? And you think this is acceptable? Then you realize, like, no, I want to go back to what I was taught at Liberty.
Good back tap.
Coach Jason Dixon will continue to share what he's learned and relearned
Take one, step early.
about basketball
Good.
and his faith
Look long.
with the next generation of potential pro players.
You're in the middle, Dad.
Good luck to Jason and his team at Aurora, Colorado at Gateway High School. Well, it's December. That means you better start getting that Christmas shopping done. But what about getting a gift for yourself, like maybe this beautiful football?
Yeah, and that's
right?
where our Game On season of sharing comes in, just so well.
Yeah, for the entire month of December, every time that you share one of our stories from our Game On Facebook page, you'll be entered to win a full-size replica Liberty football helmet. The more you share, the better chance you have to win.
So do yourself a favor, go to facebook.com/GameOnLU all December long, share our stories for a chance to win this helmet, and maybe give yourself a present that you deserve this year.
That you deserve.
You do. Well, coming up, the promise of a free t-shirt led one firefighter to a sport that could launch him to the Olympics.
And Red delivers another memorable warm, hot, and fuego. That's when Game On returns.
I work 8 to 6, Monday through Friday. So being a single mom and trying to fit, going to actual campus, it just isn't feasible. It just wouldn't work. So I figured with the online program, at least after she's in bed, I can take 2 or 3 hours and I can read the material and I can do the online coursework. And this is the only way I would have been able to go back to college. Teachers were always available. All of my classmates were extremely nice. If you had questions, there's always that group forum that you could post to, and people were always responding. And being online, you kind of think, am I going to connect with people? I'm just like this person on a computer screen, but you don't feel that way. One of my friends wanted to go to Liberty, and they were on the fence about it. Just tell them, just do it. Just go ahead and do it. It's great. I've enjoyed my experience. I've had so much fun.
Pleased and optimistic today. Hey, welcome back to the show. Thanks so much for watching. Well, as a firefighter, Casey Wickline is used to the heat. It's his job to battle roaring fires. But in a strange twist, his other passion involves flying across an ice track at speeds of upwards of 80 miles an hour. Now, whether facing fire or ice, as you're about to see, Wickline has learned that the key is making the most of the skills God has given you.
Almost always, our jobs ask that we simply show up on time, work hard, punch a time card, and go home. But for Casey Wickline, his job tends to ask a little bit more of him.
After high school, I hadn't really figured out what I wanted to do yet, and I had a friend that was working with the fire department and loved it, and was trying to encourage me to come on, and so I gave it a shot, and I've been there 7 years, and I love it so far. You never know, what you're going to get into each day you're going to work, but that's what I love about it. I love the danger side of it. Everyone tries to be safe because the ultimate goal is to go home after your shift to your family, but I'm definitely an adrenaline junkie.
In 2014, a fellow firefighter told Casey about a special combine taking place in his hometown at Furman University, a tryout for a sport that would take his craving for adrenaline to a whole new level.
I looked it up and looked at the exercises required, and I was like, I can do some of that stuff, So I trained for probably a month, maybe 2 months before. I really didn't know how I would compare to elite athletes at the time, because I had never, after high school, I was done with athletics, is what I thought. So I didn't even know how I would do, and I was kind of nervous to even show up. My main goal was you get a t-shirt when you try out, so I wanted to at least be able to tell my grandkids that I tried out for the U.S. bobsled team.
Casey Wickline, old holiday hams on the back. Another young new brakeman, and just look at the width of that man. Connection from the mile on you go. It's a new brakeman, he's first, Carolina, he wanted to say hi.
He's come a long way from just trying out. Casey has had several promising showings so far, and now he has his eyes set on the world's biggest stage, the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea.
I don't like being complacent. I like to take chances, and that's what this whole bobsled thing was. Someone told me about the combine, and I took a chance. And that's where my focus is now, is the 2018 Winter Olympics. After 2014 in Sochi, the U.S. did pretty well. Steve Holcomb got 2 bronze medals in 2-man and 4-man. But after that, after the Olympics, a lot of those guys retired. And so it was, our turn to step up and, fill those roles. And it's been a learning process. It's been a struggle the past 2 years, but we have 2 years to figure it out, and we're getting better every season. And we really believe in each other, and we think we can, really do really well.
No matter what the future holds for Casey in his career as a firefighter or as an Olympian, Casey knows one thing for sure. He's been given his abilities for a reason, and he's not planning on wasting this chance to do something special.
God gives everybody a certain amount of tools, and it's important to keep those tools sharp, because you never know when he's going to call you to use them. And that's what I did. Like, I thought my athletic career was over after high school, but I stayed in shape, and because that was something he blessed me with, was being athletic. So I stayed in shape for my job, and now he has me going down this crazy path that I'm going down now, competing for the U.S. on the bobsled team. And it's just amazing to see what he's done in my life, and hopefully I can, just be a light in this dark world to somebody along the way. But also, if you're using your talents for the Lord that he gave you, it's unbelievable to see the doors that he can open for you.
Thanks to Old Holiday Ham's Matt Atkins for producing that piece. Right now, Casey continues to split his time between training and his normal life as a firefighter, but he does it all with his sights still firmly set on the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea. And Rhett, if Warm, Hot, and Fuego were an Olympic event, you would be a gold medalist.
Thanks. Holiday Hams.
I mean that. Old Holiday Hams.
like
Matt
that.
Atkins. That's what we call him around here.
Yeah.
At least starting now.
Yeah.
All right. Warm, Hot, and Fuego.
Right.
Top 3 athletic performances of the past week. let's waste no time here. Let's
None
just
at
jump
all.
right into it. Warm.
Warm.
Who do you
KIERRA
like?
Johnson Graham.
Okay.
This girl on the women's basketball team, a freshman coming in this
New
year.
face.
New face, and she's doing exactly what Coach Green needs, and that is pulling down boards.
He loves
all
those
day long.
rebounds.
Exactly. She's had 10, she's had 8. She's really a double-double threat, or at least she's going to be as the semester and as the year moves along. You know, she's a freshman, she's learning the offensive system, she's learning the game here at the collegiate level, but she can pull down boards. She does a nice job of getting the ball out of danger areas. When she gets that board too, she does a great job of finding her guard to, you know, the outlet pass, so on and so forth. But I really think she's going to turn into just a quality player here. Like I said, she's going to be a double-double threat most nights, especially in Big South play.
Slow start for the women's basketball team.
Yeah, it's been a little
but
tough.
we kind of expected that with 8 new players on the roster. We'll see as the season progresses how much they grow.
As you look at them here, Sellers, Green, Makarat, Illich, all these girls here, all these young players that have come into the program, they all have tremendous upside. So like you said, it has been a slow start for Coach Green and his ladies, but they're going to be there in the end.
Nobody's
Don't worry. It's a
panicking
lot like
just
last
yet.
year's men's basketball team.
Absolutely. All right, now moving on from warm to your choice this week for hot.
Hot. Blake Scott, this is a young goalie for the men's Division I hockey team. This is a guy that I gave a lot of grief to early on.
Is that right?
You know, I'm a little
do
nitpicky
that from
about
time to time.
goaltenders. Yeah, you know, I used to be a goaltender, so obviously you're a little bit more critical than you are with other areas of the game. But this is a guy that came and had an amazing year last year with Division II. I was a little curious how he would fare at the Division I level, but he's really started to come into his own. His ability to take away the bottom portion of the net. He's staying on his feet more, that he didn't do quite as much at the Division II level, but he's giving shooters less room to look at up top. I really like how he's just kind of rounding out his game and fitting in at Division I, and I think the next 2 years he's at the big program, he'll be in good shape.
If you're a goalie and you get the endorsement from Rhett McGibbon, that's something.
Yeah, it is.
That is
It
something.
You know, the big thing for me was he went to Oakland and he had 2 great games,
Yeah.
so tough to do up there in Michigan.
All right, finally now in Fuego, we're heading back to the hardwood for this.
Yes, we are. Caleb Homesley, this guy, he can do it all. If you think about this guy, when they recruited him, let's say you drafted him professionally, this guy's like a 6-rounder, late round gem that you just kind of dug up. He's tall. He's really just learning how to play within his means inside his body. He grew inches over the summer. This guy, he can beat you out deep. He can beat you inside. I think as an opposing coach, just the matchup with this guy would be an absolute nightmare. He can beat you so many ways.
Yeah, you're right. That length gives the defenses all kinds of problems. He's been great so far this year. Rhett, great job as always.
Thanks.
We look forward to next week.
it'll be
And we
good.
look forward to the next segment. Still to come, our top 5 plays of the month from November. You don't want to miss these. I promise you that.
For more than 4 decades, Liberty University has been redefining success by molding leaders who believe in living out their calling with integrity. We don't just focus on how something is done, but why it should be done. As an accredited liberal arts institution, Liberty offers a broad range of opportunities, balancing academic theory, research, and hands-on training. Liberty's classroom extends well beyond the borders of our campus to a global community of online students who have access to the same quality education as our on-campus students. Excellence at Liberty also plays out on the field through 20 NCAA Division I teams and 35 club sports teams. Our faith inspires us to understand the world around us. Liberty graduates leave here prepared for more than a career. They leave prepared for life. Be more at Liberty University.
We'd like you to meet a few people. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Debbie. Matthew and Mark enjoy some of the best on-campus housing options and the #1 ranked dining hall in the country. Luke eats on the go. And Debbie has a really comfy couch and makes some of the best lasagna you've ever tasted. Matthew and Mark love watching their team compete at the Division I level. Luke gets a lot of exercise, while Debbie works out her green thumb. Matthew and Mark are educated by some of the country's best professors. Luke and Debbie attend one of the highest-ranked, most affordable universities of its kind. And whether at their kitchen table or in another country, they're educated by the same great professors as Matthew and Mark at Liberty University. With over 500 online and on-campus programs of study, there's no one way to be a student. So, what are you waiting for? Connect today at liberty.edu. Liberty University, right now.
Hey there, welcome back to the show. Well, November has many great moments.
Yeah.
There's turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, maybe even a little Black Friday shopping, but it also has some fantastic plays around Liberty Athletics.
Yeah, that's right. It's our game on top 5 plays of November. And as you would expect,
Yes.
we're starting with play number 5. We're working our way in reverse order to 1.
Go back to
You take
November
the odds.
12th.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Liberty hockey facing Delaware. What a beauty here by Matt Pinnell. I love it so much. I want to go back and eat some more turkey.
Wow.
Take a look. He reaches back with the paddle and swats it up. Boom, right there.
Like a young Rhett McGibbon.
Yeah, exactly. I just wasn't that
much
flexible.
younger.
Yeah. Great play.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, on to play number 4. Liberty Hoops on November 21st, taking on UMass Lowell. And Logan Primerano thought he had a layup.
No.
He thought wrong. Caleb Homesley pinning that shot to the glass. Now Mr. Primerano forced to relive this moment all over again on the top 5. Sorry to the entire Primerano family as he gets a little walk of shame here after getting that one swatted.
Play number 3 comes from the same game. Shot clock winding down. The pass deflected. AC Reed.
Oh.
Call him James Harden. Out from long range. Just nailing that thing. Beautiful.
Yeah, beyond NBA range. Long 3 from him. Now we're going to stay with hoops for play number 2. The very next game for the Flames, Caleb Homesley, you know he saw that 3 from AC Reed, and he's like, I'll see that one, and I'll take one even deeper, way downtown. Caleb Homesley making the top 5 twice. That doesn't happen every day. What a season he's having for the Flames. The kid can absolutely do it all. Well, spoiler alert, Caleb Homesley not involved in our top play of the month. You can only be in twice. Right?
Yeah, it's a limit
Yeah.
here. You know, it's like Christmas shopping. Sometimes you can't get only the best stuff. Anyways, for the number 1 play of the month of November, we go to the pitch in the Big South Women's Soccer Championship game. Liberty and High Point locked in a 1-1 draw. It looked as though the Panthers were about to go ahead, and then the save of her career. Holly Van Noord coming out of nowhere. The two-handed Superman dive to save the game. It goes into overtime, and the Flames win. What an effort by her.
Yeah, Defensive Player of the Year, and you see why right there.
Unreal.
Well, hey, we're out of time. Thank you so much for watching. Hit us up on social media and our website, GameOnLU.com. He's Rhett, I'm Matt. We'll see you back here next week.